Welcome to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast, a relaxing and informative show where we explore anxiety, panic, and PTSD, sharing how you can overcome them for life.
Aloha! Welcome back to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. I'm your host and coach, Gina Ryan, and I am so happy to be with you again today as together we can consider the many ways to bring your mind and body back to its natural peace and calm. In today's episode, I'm talking about gratitude unleashed, and this is going to be like a practical guide to cultivating joy through the gratitude practice. Now, all of this comes about, and I talk about it all the time, this gratitude, right? Because it is so healing. When our mind goes to places that are good for us and are bringing us into our parasympathetic side of our nervous system and resetting, it's all good for us. And it just sounds so easy, gratitude. Everybody talks about gratitude. I think that we talk about it so much that it's lost some of its power. So I wanted to pump it up a little bit today. So gratitude practice is being thankful, yes, for the good in our lives by focusing ourselves on the positive rather than negative thoughts. And it helps us to see the cup of life half full rather than half empty. It reminds us not to be greedy and to find satisfaction in what we have. Enough, right? That we have enough. Though we may strive for more, that's fine, but that we are good. We have enough. Gratitude requires no sacrifice, but provides great rewards in compassion, happiness, and mindfulness. So, what we want to do is bring up our gratitude journals. I haven't talked about the gratitude journal recently, so I want to talk about it today and see if you can get yours going if you dropped it, or start one if you haven't. I'm telling you, I give up with getting everybody into pen and paper. If you like tapping everything out on your phone or your computer, please do so. It sounds great. I'll even experiment with online journaling just to see if I can like it as much as everybody else seems to like it. I'm an old pen to paper girl. As a matter of fact, I used to tell my clients back in the day when they were struggling and they really didn't want to hear what I had to say as far as the direction they might need to look at differently, I would just say, why don't you take it to the paper? Because we do have so much wisdom inside ourselves, but we can't always hear it when it's rolling around in our head. So if we can write it out on paper or on the app, that's fine. We can see it differently and we can begin to unpack our own wisdom. So keep your gratitude journal separate from the one which you use for your other journaling. If you like to write out what happened in your day or issues that you're going through, I like to keep the gratitude journal separate. Sometimes when I was doing paper journal with it, I would write my regular journal in the front and then I would start my gratitudes in the back and work them both toward the middle there. That way it was all in one book. Or you could split the book in half, so forth and so on. But experiment with it. But do it every day. Write down 3 to 5 things, like I always talk about, that you are grateful for, no matter how small these are, no matter how simple or humble. Be honestly appreciative, and don't patronize yourself with gratitude for, say, having food, unlike those who are starving here or there. You don't need to do that. If you are grateful for the food that you have, great, say that one, write it down. That's why I always say you have to look for something different every day, 3 to 5 different things, because eventually you will work your way through these ones that, I don't know, your ego or your guilt or something wants you to write down, right? Some people feel guilty when they bring up their gratitudes. So jot them all down. Your kids, your dog, your mate, your parents, they're all going to get written down in there at some point. I know that, but don't write them down every single time because you're only writing 3 to 5. I want your brain, your mind to work together and really start looking for things that you can be grateful for. So if you really don't want to do it in a journal, I get that too. We're all different. It's fine. But you could every night make it a routine somewhere, like a ritual. When you lay your head on the pillow, let that be your time where you say to yourself in your head your 3 to 5 things you are grateful for before you fall asleep. You can see the giver behind the gift when something nice happens. Think about a person who made a pleasant experience happen for you. Something like, did your partner bring you a cup of tea without you having to ask for it? Did a friend call you just to see how you were doing? Did the checkout girl at the grocery store notice that the bag of rice that you got has a rip in it and took it out of your line for you so that you don't have to have a bag of rice ripped open in the car? Whatever it is, these silly things that we don't think much about, that we just slide through on our day, let's see them. It doesn't matter if the experience was small. Express your genuine gratitude to the person and remind yourself that people are often surprisingly, overwhelmingly kind. Say thank you. So if you're a religious person, you can use your gratitude as an opportunity for praise in your prayer. And begin your prayers with thanks to God for your blessings rather than the favors you are asking for. Saying grace before a meal is a typical type of gratitude practice that many people have experienced over their life, even if you only have done it on Thanksgiving Day. It can be done on a non-religious basis. You can have gratitude for your meal. You can just simply bow your head before your lunch, even if your lunch is coming out of a paper bag, and be grateful for it, that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's awesome. It changes everything. Use the emotional strength that gratitude practice brings to you as a tool. Recognizing the beauty of the world does not mean ignoring its flaws or saying everything's okay and wearing rose-colored glasses. Do your best every day to earn your blessings. By giving, being in community service, it's a great way to manifest your gratitude. Do this even when you don't feel like it. When you're angry or sad, gratitude is even more important than when you're feeling okay and happy and smooth. When your anxiety is flaring, this is the time. It doesn't seem like you'd be able to pull it up, but you can. And that's a shift that happens in your brain when you are looking at your gratitudes. These emotions that you pull up with that are valid. And by reminding yourself of what there is to be thankful for, you can eliminate some of the destructive edge of the stress and strain that we go through most of the day with by being afraid, by ruminating, and by catastrophizing everything that we see. Now, gratitude practice has been a part of most of the world's major faiths. The Psalms in the Hebrew Bible are full of thanks and praise to God for all his blessings. Christian worship centers on thanking Jesus for his sacrifice on behalf of the world. The Prophet Muhammad, founder of Islam, said, "Gratitude is for the abundance you have received is the best insurance that the abundance will continue." And the Hindu ritual of puja expresses gratitude to its deities through offerings. And gratitude is an important part of the Buddhist loving kindness practice that we have talked about here. The contemporary positive psychology movement recommends gratitude practice as one of the strongest tools for promoting a sense of general well-being. It's been shown in clinical studies that people who write down their gratitude for 10 weeks had their levels of happiness raised 25% from the control group. It's that simple. Being thankful makes us happy. I thought we would go over some affirmations of gratitude because you can tell I like affirmations, and I feel that affirmations offer inspiration and support in building the capacity to identify and remember gratitude each day. So from research, we know that something must be repeated 7 times to be remembered. Well, how about some of the following affirmations? And you can say these to yourself 7 times when you are either in meditation or when you are laying down at night. The first one, such as, I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. So let's say that to yourself now. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. So often, all we want to look at is who cut us off, how we had to wait in line. We see the negative very easily, and that's no mistake. Remember, I talk about that in many different episodes. We are built with the negative bias. It's okay that we see the negative and the problems in the world. We need to be alert to these things. That's fine. But once we know we are safe and we are in a good place, why ruminate? Why have that go round and round and round? Maybe if we want to go round and round and round, we could do it with something like, I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. Or maybe we could say, my heart holds gratitude toward others, myself, and the greater good. And we could say that over and over. My heart holds gratitude toward others, myself, and the greater good. That could be what puts us to sleep at night. If you would like to do your gratitudes at that time, you could write these out, or you could simply say them in meditation. You could pick one as a mantra that you said. How about, I am open to receive and give love? That's a nice, easy one. I am open to receive and give love. And notice I said receive first, because often we don't receive. All we're doing is giving out, and we wonder why we are so tired and burned out. I am open to receive and give love. And we can just let that go across our mind as we are sitting in meditation, laying down in bed at night, or writing these out in our journals. How about I release hurts through compassion, kindness, and thankfulness? I release hurts through compassion, kindness, and thankfulness. We don't need to hold on to all the hurts that have happened to us. We can release them. And we can be thankful. We can be kind and compassionate around that. One that might be really helpful here is I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for my health. So often all we can think about scanning the body is where that pain is or where that fluttering heart is. Oh my goodness, I have a pain in my head. What does that mean? Instead, we could say, I am grateful for my health. Because right now, if you are listening to me, you have health, enough health to be grateful for. And remember, the more that we are grateful for it, the more it will expand. We could also say, I rejoice in the way things are. Another nice, simple gratitude. I rejoice in the way things are. Can you feel that? Can you put a little smile on and feel that? How about this one? I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. My heart holds gratitude towards others, myself, and the greater good. I am open to receive and give love. I release hurts through compassion, kindness, and thankfulness, and I am grateful for my health, and I rejoice in the way things are. We could do that and put them all together, and you could write it out and just read it. Now, when you are doing your 3 to 5 gratitudes, they can be as simple as the streak of pink in the painting I am looking at right now. That pink is striking me right now as really beautiful. You can be grateful for that your eyes could see that. Just put that down. Because we want your mind to be so busy looking for more things to write down every single day that it misses some of the rumination triggers that would normally pop up. It misses some of the ugliness that we go to and focus on instead of just moving past it. Train your mind to see the beauty in people, in the places you are, in your own mind and body. I'm grateful for you. That just made me smile ear to ear. And I hope that you will find spaces in your day to insert bits and pieces of today's gratitude practice and the affirmations I talked about. If not in your day, perhaps again at night when your head comfortably hits the pillow and you can recall 3 things that brought you a feeling of thankfulness, and then drift off to a peaceful and restful sleep. I hope this has been helpful for you, and I'll see you in a few more days. And now for today's quote. Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgivings, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. And that's from William Arthur Ward. I'll be back in a few more days with another podcast. Until then, be well and aloha.
Thanks so much for joining us for today's episode of the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. Find more information at theanxietycoachespodcast.com.